Hello fashion lovers, welcome back to my channel, and today it is this top that I'll be drafting in this video. Now someone dropped a comment on the comment section just like you're seeing on the left hand side. She said, "Thank you ma, please make a trending cut together blouse with two buttons and a slanty front." Immediately I saw this, I knew it was this top, but it's actually trending. Okay, so I got more of the videos of this particular top, to see the different styles, because I will be treating all the possible styles or all the possible ways of going around this. Okay, so this is what we are cutting, guys. If it is what you're interested in, please, I will appreciate it if you can subscribe to the channel, like the video, and remember to drop a comment on the comment section. I will equally appreciate that. So guys, for us to draft this dress, I will be as detailed as possible because I would like to be in the shoe of the person that actually wants to cut this dress. If you equally have any style you want me to draft, cut, just like this person, drop it on the comment section. Okay, I will equally do a video for you. So this is an order from the comment section. This style is from the comment section. If you want yours to be done this way, equally, drop your comment on the comment section. So this is the fabric I will be using for this style. When I saw this, I've been seeing it in a crepe, plain crepe, silk, but this is organza, flowered organza. I wanted, those kind of transparent flowers organza you can wear in a camisole in, and it looks good. Now this is the measurement. I am as detailed as possible on the in this measurement. My shoulder is divided by 2, which is 16 divided by 2, bust 38. Now the 4 inches I added to my bust waist measurement is because of ease. This dress, some are fitted, some are not fitted, but the one I'm making is the one on the on the right hand side, the white. The left hand side, I zoomed it. I found out that they have belts. Some of them usually have belts that when they hold it, they will tie it. It will be more firm in the front. So these are the things we need to consider. At the same time, you can see after division, I added 2 inches. Now to my shoulder, I added +8. What is that +8? The sleeve length of this dress is 8 inches. That is what I added back to the shoulder, and it gave me 16. Is a cut together. That meaning the shoulder and the sleeve will be cut together. Now plus my 16 plus 2 inches. What is this 2 inches I added to the 16? The 16, the 2 inches is folding allowance. That hand, that sleeve will be folded. It will be folding allowance. That is why I added 2 inches. So if I'm to fold 18. I will be using pattern paper because I will go all out, and I would like you, the person that dropped this comment on the comment section, please use pattern paper to achieve this first before sewing it. Okay. So first thing first, when you have a button on your dress, you go for your button allowance. The maximum you can go for your button allowance, 1.5, and I'm going for 1.5. Why? This button allowance is not the type of button allowance it's not the shirt kind of button allowance, because facing was used to finish this dress. So 1 inches can serve as your button allowance. 1.5 is the most. It shouldn't be too big, all right? So that is why I went for 1.5, because I do not know the level of the person I'm making this video for, all right? So this is it. I connected it, all right, to secure my button allowance first. That is the first thing. Just like when you're making a dress that has zip at the back, at the front, wherever the zip is, the first thing you do is, mark out that zip part of it. So I'm going ahead to, mark my button allowance, not zip, button allowance, all right, which is 1.5 inches. Yours can be 1, yours should not be 2. It's either 1 or 1.5. It shouldn't be too much. Why I went for a 1.5 is when you sew half inches, when attaching the facing, you have 1 left. The next thing is that 18 we got, you measure it. That is the first thing you measure. Here now is 18. All right. Once you mark the 18, let me, adjust the camera so you see what I'm marking. From here that my hand is to here is 18. Whatever I'm doing, it should not exceed that point. Whatever I am doing, it will not exceed that 18. All right. Now, having gotten it, the next thing is to start with my, armhole depth. Now, because it's a cut together, your armhole depth cannot be 8, except that person is so tiny. I'm working with 10, my armhole depth, my waist, and the hip, which is the blouse length. Now, this is it. Here is my shoulder. All right. Now, your armhole depth can be up to 12, depending on the size of the person. Okay, size 10, 12, 10 is perfectly okay, except you want it more big, more bogus. Okay. Now, once that is done, here to here is 10. All right, that is just what I wrote. Get your tape. All right. Mark your accurate shoulder. That shoulder 16 that we divided by 2. I will be marking it now, which is 8. Okay. 1. I'll come down here at the B. Mark that same shoulder 8. Use my rule and connect the both of them. Okay. Connect it straight down. Now, what I marked now is more like a guide. Not that I'm trying to curve my armhole. No. It's more like a guide because that dress, this particular top is not that bogus. It's not like our boo boo that is so bogus. It is not bogus. So yours should not be bogus. Okay. Right at the B, mark your bust measurement. According to what I have in my calculation, it is 12 and a half and I marked it. You come to the waist, mark your waist measurement. 10 and quarter, I think so. You come to the hip, you mark your hip measurement. My hip measurement with sewing allowance is 13 and a half. If you do not add sewing allowance when cutting it on the fabric, remember to add sewing allowance, please. So having marked, okay, the next thing I will do is use my rule and connect from waist to the bust, from the bust to the hip. Okay. Now, after marking that, the next thing I will do is come right at the here, reconnect the 18, come right at the bust too, mark that same 18. All right. Why are you marking the 18? Because you need to connect it from the shoulder down to the bust. You see how I'm connecting it? Because of this connection that you're marking it right at the bust. So you will not, connect wrongly. Now, having secured this, you're almost done. All right. Now, here will be our shoulder 8. And from here to here is 10. In total, we have 18. All right. Here to here is our 17. All right, which is the 17 and a half. Here is our 26, sorry, 26 and half. Remember, I added 1 inch, 1.5 inches to my blouse length. Okay. Now, having got into this, we are almost done, but not finally. The next thing is here. Let me zoom it. I'll try to zoom it as possible so you get to here. Here cannot be as it is. At this center, you go in either 1 or 1.5 inches. You curve it this way. This dress is not bogus. At the same time, it is not too fitted. This curve is very necessary when it comes to cut together. Like it is compulsory. The only way you cannot curve such is when you're making Irambo. But you come here right at the waist. Especially if you know you'll be adding belt. What I did now, this curving I did here, you can do it. If you will be adding a belt, make it more free. If there will be belt at the back, make it more free. Here, you curve it. Now, this is some curve this way, all right? Some go deeper. I will equally have to emphasize more. If you will be putting belt, some come with belt, some don't come with belt. Have that at the back of your mind. The next is our neck. Some of those neck are wider, some are together. But I'm dealing with a transparent fabric. I do not want it wider anymore. Alright, so 3.5 is okay for me. For the person, the owner of this video that I'm making right now, the person that dropped a comment on the comment section, darling, you can go up to 4.5 if you choose to. Alright. So for my depth, it is 8 inches. Remember, it is a V. Here is 3.5 and here is 8 in depth. It is matter of the choice, not that you go with what I want. Some of the videos, the upper chest is actually showing very well. The upper bust is showing. So you can go as deep as you want. Now you can see what I marked on the V. It is optional. All right. I'll still, give you more markings you can do. Now the next thing is come down to, the blouse length part of it. They will be buttoned all through this part that I'm circling. Now remember, some are 2, some are 3, some right from the waist, they have a V. If yours is, your waist, your V cannot, is not more sister from the waist. Now you come down here, after the button allowance, 2 inches, okay? It mustn't be 2 inches, it can be up to 3, depending on how wide you want your V to be. That I did 2 inches does not mean you can do. Now let's go for 3 inches. Okay. I marked 3 so you get to know it mustn't be 2. Alright. It depends because this particular top that is trending, you know, it has there are different of them. Some are more exposing, some are well covered, so many. Right now you connect it to this part. While I'm going through this process is I saw one that is like this. Okay. One was actually like this, it came in this way. It gave the V a square, kind of a meeting point. Now for the curving of this down, you can go up more, just like I placed my rule. It is not compulsory yours will be as tiny. I equally saw one that the curving was a little bit more. Now, see how I place my rule. You can equally go this way that I did right now. It mustn't be the other way. So different ways of which the same thing I did down here, your V at the neck part equally can be done this way. Any one you want. You see, I did not stop at I extended it to the button allowance. Whichever one you choose, it is your choice. If you want it more down, go ahead. If you want it more up, you go know that the wider you go in everything, it becomes more exposing and more open because the more you sew it, it widens as well. So put that into consideration. I prefer, having a moderate, exposure, all right, especially except if the person asks me to, make it wide. Now you come down at this um sleeve. This marking here is compulsory, 2 inches. This is the armhole, the shoulder slant for the cut together. The shoulder slant, it is compulsory to make yours to relax. I've actually seen this particular style that the shoulder was not relaxed. It was just hanging. It's because of the shoulder was not slanted. Now, what I equally saw one with a dart and I equally saw some without darts. I'll just explain. If you want yours to have that, a normal waist that is what you sew. I checked, I make sure I, did some research on this top to see the different way they are making it because I do not know the particular one this person's want. So waist that is what you add if you're going for that. The back of this dress has that in all, but the front, some have that, some do not have that. Okay. So the next thing you do is cut. Now I'm cutting only the part that is not needed. Okay. This part I will cut. Now every other part I will hold on because I need to get my back. The difference between this front of this dress and the back is the neck depth one. The button, there's no button, there's no zip at the back. That is the only two difference. So this is my back pattern. Right, I'll just go ahead and place it. But before placing it, what I'll do is fold the zip. Sorry, the button allowance, that 1.5 inches is not needed. So therefore, I'll just fold it in while I use it to trace my back. Okay, because I do not want to go and start marking all over. All right, so you can just, do the same thing I'm doing. There are no difference between the back and the front. The only difference is the neck depth and the neck and the button. And we have not cut the neck width. We have not cut the neck depth. Remember, my neck depth is still intact. My neck width is still intact. We just marked it. I did not cut it. So I'll just place it perfectly well. No difference. Make sure it is well placed before cutting. It is very important you place it very well. Any mistake you make right now will actually affect the back. So make sure you place right before cutting. Now I've placed it. Actually use pin, to hold it down. Now the first thing is for us to cut. Okay, hold it perfectly well while I trace it out and cut. Now this is how you cut your front and any kind of dress you're cutting, and you see that the difference between the front and the back is just the zip or the button. You can easily cut it this way. Okay. Now remember when cutting mine, I added my sewing allowance, which is 2 inches. Okay, so when cutting it on the fabric, I do not need, when cutting it on the fabric, I do not need to add sewing allowance anymore. So I'll just go ahead and cut. Okay, now the sleeve part will equally be cut. Good, I've actually gotten my back. Okay. Now next thing I'll do is my shoulder slant. When you see an off shoulder that a cut together rather, that the shoulder is rhyming perfectly well, it is not hanging. This is what they did. They slanted it by 2 inches. Now you cannot slant your cut together by 1 inches, except if your cut together the sleeve is maybe like 3 inches in length or four at most. But if you're going for a sleeve length like this, 8, just like this one, the slanting must be minimum of 2 inches. Minimum. Now I've done the cutting of the back. I'll just go ahead, and cut the front. Now remember what I did. I'm going for this V. I have different way. I can this way or the other way, but this is the one I'm going for. This one. Okay. You can see at the end my armhole depth, which is my B, is where my V actually is. This way, cut this other part too, and this is what I have. This remaining zip part actually can work for my two buttons, but for the course of this video, I will not be using two buttons, three. Okay, some are with two, some are with three, but whichever one you choose is still okay. Now, the next thing is I've already know where the shoulder slant stops. So I will mark that same 3.5 neck width for the back. The neck depth for the back is 2 inches. The neck depth for the back, you curve it. This is how you curve it. You don't need to slant it anymore because it is already slanted. The shoulder has been slanted. You do not need, all you need is cut your neck depth. Our back is ready. Okay. So With these two patterns, I can easily go ahead and place it on the fabric, okay, and cut. But before placing it on the fabric, please, I would like to place them together to be sure that I got what is on the picture. What you're seeing on the picture is, it is reflecting on the pattern paper. So it is necessary I place the pattern paper together, the front together, place them on top each other, the bottom part, to be sure. Okay, like I usually say, it is better to waste your pattern. You can waste up to 5 patterns than to waste fabric. That is my own belief. Okay, I do not know yours, but so this is it. Okay, this is what we have gotten so far, and to me, it is more looking like it. Okay, I think I should position the camera very well. It's looking like it already. All right, but I still need to, place them the way it should be so that I will be sure I got the right thing or I'm on the right track before cutting it on the pattern paper. Now, this is it. Looking at this already, you already know it is what. Now, your button can be here, here. Remember I told you I'm working with 3 buttons? Okay, so this is it. But if you decide yours will be 2, it can still work. All right. Now, looking at it, on this pattern paper, you already know definitely we got it right. Facing, that is how you finish this dress. Only facing, but if you decide to do lining, it is still okay. So guys, if you're still watching and there is any question, I would love you to drop it on the comment section. If you have not subscribed, please do subscribe, all right? And make sure to hit the like button. Please do like this video, all right? So this is it, okay? If there's any style you want me to, work on, just drop it on the comment section. I will pick, okay? So the next thing I'll do is just, place it on the fabric and cut. But this is the front. The fabric will be folded into two. I will be cutting 2 pieces of this. This organza is so, so beautiful. This is flowered organza. Okay, it will be worn with black. Black skirts, all right. It will look beautiful on it. I will be using facing to finish this dress. It will be better.